Great to have with us at halftime and Dr. Aaron Milner, who is the president at all of the Coastal Alabamas. Dr. Milner, how are you?
Great. Really appreciate you having us on.
It is a pleasure to have you on. First opportunity to chat with you. And the first thing I always like to do in those first conversations is get a little bio on you, a little background. Where did you start from an academic perspective? What eventually got you into academics and specifically got you to Coastal Alabama?
Well, I'm an example of life's journey that sometimes if you want God to laugh, tell him your plans, so to speak. But I started as a middle school teacher and coach back in the mid 90s and was in Eufaula, Alabama, and worked my way from there to becoming a teacher and assistant coach at Eufaula High School. From there, I went back to my hometown in Enterprise, Alabama, where I was again a coach and a teacher, and ended up either being recruited or going into administration. Um, and went into administration as an assistant principal, kind of rose up the ranks to principal and then to superintendent. And then one day received a call from the board member in Saraland City Schools and moved to Saraland. And we had great success as a team in all facets, from the athletics to the liberal arts to academics. Um, and in our facilities at Saraland City Schools, and um, would like to believe that was something that caught the eye of the chancellor of the two-year system, Mr. Baker, and ended up. I expressed interest in this position when it came open, and was fortunate to be selected by Mr. Baker and the Board of Trustees to lead Coastal Alabama Community College into this next chapter.
Let's go all the way back to where you were um, in college, getting educated for the vocation that you felt like you wanted to travel. Did you ever see yourself as the president of a junior college when you were just leaving, let's say, college to join the workforce?
Absolutely not. And I share that with young people often, keep your dreams wide open. And when I say young people, I mean I've had the great opportunity to address a lot of our students here at Coastal. Excuse me. And I tell them, keep an open mind because you never know the opportunities that are going to be presented to you. I was a big athletics guy and wasn't a very good player, I didn't think, but I, had the ambitions of being a coach and being a teacher, and I still admire our classroom teachers, our instructors. Those are the boots on the ground, and love doing that. But was at the University of Alabama and had a great friend network, and three of us ended up going into school administration. One is deceased, but was the former president of Enterprise State Community College, and then another one is now assistant state superintendent of education, and we all look at each other now, with the exclusion of Matt, of course, but our friend group's kind of like, how did this happen? But I've tried to approach things with a servant's heart, and just want to really be in this role to see the lives of our students, that they have the opportunity to lead a better life through their experience at Coastal Alabama Community College.
What athletic or what sport did you coach?
I'd, I, I'd like to say I coached football, and I was a head baseball coach for a year, an assistant baseball coach for a year. I was always an assistant football coach, but I was a 5A and 6A level, so it was a decent, we're pretty quality programs. And then I was asked to coach. I was an assistant basketball coach and a head girls basketball coach, and I don't know how much I coached them. I tried real hard, but I was filling in that spot and was passionate about it, but tried to give my best whenever I fulfilled those roles.
When I think of coastal Alabama, I'm involved from the athletic perspective. So I'm looking at North and South that have got
Mhm.
athletic programs. But coastal Alabama is far more expansive than just Bay Minette and Bruton and Monroeville, is it not?
No doubt. We serve 20% of the entire state of Alabama. We have the largest footprint, if you look at land mass, of all of Alabama's 24 community colleges. So it takes us from our campus at Gilbertown all the way to our campus at Gulf Shores. We have a campus in Mobile County at Brookley Field, where it's at the site of the Mobile Airplex Airport. And we teach airframe power plant. When you fly in a plane, that plane's engine may have been broken down and rebuilt by a graduate of Coastal Alabama Community College. Our Thomasville campus um, is just booming. It has from everything from academics to we serve the multiple plants up and down Highway 43 and making sure that we have quality employees for them. Um, our Atmore campus uh, is bustling right there on the interstate as well, and we serve various trades, but also our academic courses that are offered there are helping students go to a 4-year school, or they can go into one of our trade programs, such as HVAC, heating and cooling, to our nursing and allied health programs. And those students are able to go 2 years and are pretty much 100% of those students get a job when they leave our program. So, sky's the limit. Gulf Shores, our culinary program, students are finishing there and immediately going to a job working for a restaurant along the coast. So it's just, it's very rewarding for me to go into these communities and witness the impact that our instructors are having in those communities. We like to say that we play a major role in fueling Southwest Alabama's workforce through all of our various programs. And so we're just consider ourselves blessed to be able to have that type of impact.
I don't think there is a leader of any organization that is successful that doesn't go into a job with, hey, here's some things I would like to do. And once in that job, set additional goals. So take us through some of the things when you came on board that you wanted to see happen and things that you'd like to see further down the road for coastal Alabama.
Well, I'll start with something that's pretty obvious, but our facilities, we've already, and some things, you know, um, most people don't look at it and go, wow, but when you think about it, the necessities are very important. And so, for example, we've already re-roofed in 1 year 75% of our Bruton campus. It has a new roof throughout. We're remodeling the auditorium performing arts center in Bruton for our liberal arts programs. Um, we have we've re-landscaped throughout our campuses and made it where when you're a student and you walk up, or if you're a parent and you walk up with your student for the first time, you want to say, well, that's an appealing place. That's somewhere where I want my child to go. If it's something that's old and drabby and that kind of thing, we don't want to necessarily send our child there. And later in life, we don't want to go somewhere that isn't modern and that type of thing. we're trying to improve the technological opportunities for all of our students and our instructors to be able to make it where our instructors are teaching in a way that will aid our students when they enter the workforce, kind of enter the real world, so to speak. So all of those things, the biggest thing though I would say is we're trying to make a culture in Coastal Alabama Community College, and I get funny looks about this thing sometimes, but I'll often get the question, what's the most important thing that we do? Well, really, we do so much that we have to make everything important. If it's our athletic programs, we want to be able to say that we're doing the very best we can in our athletic programs and what we're providing there. If it's our academic programs, we want to provide the best instruction we possibly can. If it's the appearance of our facilities, we want it to be the best that it can be. So creating a culture top to bottom of excellence, frankly. Now we're not there by any stretch of the imagination. I want to make that clear, and probably during my time, I'll never feel like we got there, but we're going to always strive to do that. And we're seeing those changes take place. Athletics wise, facilities wise, we're doing some great things. Monroeville, we've completely renovated our softball facility. It's being redone or been upgraded, redone, new painting. It's had a total makeover, so to speak. In addition, we've resurfaced our tennis courts. We're getting ready to put a new roof on our gymnasium and prospectively a new gym floor just at Monroeville alone. At our Bruton campus, we're putting up a new grandstand for baseball, new restrooms for baseball, and we're getting ready to do some remodeling in our baseball locker room. And then at Bay Minette, we're taking on a major project in a new softball and baseball locker room that will be connected to a covered open air, so to speak, hitting facility, but it's going to be state of the art. It's going to have meeting areas, training room for our athletes. And on top of that, and I know you've seen it, our newly remodeled gym that we have. I bring those up just to kind of the standard we're trying to set throughout our footprint of all the things that we're doing. At Fairhope, we've taken on new advising centers that have been recently constructed, or center that's been constructed, and then a new parking area that's been redone that's going to really assist the campus. So just across the board throughout our footprint, the challenge I have is what you've already alluded to, 8 campuses throughout, and trying to provide that balance while showing each of those communities our concern and care that we want to be able to educate anyone in their community in a first-class facility. It just comes to my mind, Thomasville, we just did a major re-landscaping project there that's completely changed the way the facility looks, and we remodeled what we call the Tom Bigby Room, which is a large conference center type area that's used by organizations throughout Southwest Alabama. So there's a lot going on, as you can tell, and but we're very
Definitely.
proud of it.
I wish we may have to ask the folks to extend halftime, or we'll just have to do this again. We have
Yes.
run out of time, but man, it has been great talking with you. I love Coastal Alabama and the progressive mindset there, and you as the leader initiate that. Thanks so much, Dr. Milner, for being our halftime guest.
Thank you. And lastly, I'd just like to express my appreciation to all of our coaches for the effort they put forth in not only competing, but also producing quality young men and women. So I'm so proud of the job they're doing.
Thank you, Dr. Milner.
Thank you.